Hi, everybody, and welcome to Masculinity Matters. I am your host, Lomender, and today we are joined by Dylyn. Dylyn is a buddy of mine that I met through his wife, I think. And even then, I think it was through like photography, and then drag shows, and then, we just became friends from that point. As far as like how to introduce this person, we're friends, but like I don't necessarily know how exactly they would introduce themselves. So Dylyn, who are you?
I'm Dylyn. I'm 42. I'm a husband, a father. I do drag. Both. I do drag king, and I do like a non-binary drag persona that I don't do often. Not many people even know about it.
So like a drag king and a drag thing?
Yes. And not many people know about it because I haven't done it in like 4 years.
Nice.
Like that. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think I've only done it like 3 times. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell, I guess you could say. And I'm also trans.
So what is the so I've seen the drag king part. I know that. I've seen enough of the Clint Licker photos that I'm very familiar with the personas that you have used in that. But what is this non-binary?
It's full face of makeup. I leave the beard. Obviously, I'm not shaving that. It took way too long.
I was about to say, as somebody who it's really hard to like grow a beard, I'm just like, as bad as it may look sometimes, I'm never getting rid of it. Because if I do, it's going to take 10 years to get it back to where it is now.
But full face of makeup, wigs, dresses, high heels, fingernails, the whole 9 yards. But just kind of more sassier,
kind of gender fucked it a little bit. Yeah, that's dope.
For sure. I do any kind of songs. Although now, in my older years of doing Clint Licker, because I've been doing drag for 12 years, and so this few past years I've been doing more of like, I don't care if it's a male who's singing the song or not, I'm gonna do the song because that's what I want to do.
Nice. Yeah, I know that. I actually think you are I say oldest, but like longest. There we go. Longest
in Denton, I believe. So.
Like drag performer.
Yeah, and that's still in Denton performing to this day. Yes.
Yeah, that's insane.
Me, so and I think Belladonna Patron.
Oh, nice.
She's
nice.
The oldest.
Okay, so now I'm kind of curious about like that whole scene in general. Like as far as, especially with the drag king side of it, which we'll throw up a couple of infographics about drag queens and kings and the differences between.
There are some differences.
but as far as like drag kings are concerned, I know that that's something that a lot of people, I know I wasn't familiar with it before meeting you and your wife. But like, what is like some of the key differences between like kinging and queening, but then also how has that changed or evolved in the last 12 years?
I think it's changed a lot, and I'm only speaking for myself when I say this. For me, when I first started, I thought let's back up. Before I even started becoming a drag king, I thought you could only be a drag king if you were a lesbian. Like, that's it.
Okay.
And so that's what I thought. And then I was told when I moved to Dallas, actually, because I moved here from the Bay Area in California, that's not true. Like, you can, whoever you want to be, you can do. So drag king is usually more masculine. A drag queen is usually more feminine.
Okay.
And so, but like I said, my early years, I was definitely more a country performer. I did a lot of country numbers, and I had cowboy hats and all that stuff. But then I also did emo stuff, obviously.
So drag in general, just as like somebody who doesn't do it and is completely outside of that like world, drag in general, as far as I can tell, is just taking whatever the like trope or the stereotype of that gender is, and then just like cranking that shit up to 11.
Escalating it? Is that what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, escalating, elevating.
Elevating. I think that's the word I was actually looking for.
But like it turns it up to 11 and then makes a performance out of it, which is all gender really is at the end of the day. Exactly. It's just a performance. They're just like drag performers are just being more honest about it.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of drag kings, they paint on their beards, and they do. I mean, from the early stages when I started, I was under the assumption that drag queens worked harder than a drag king. That is 100% not true. Drag kings put in just as much effort, just as much time as a drag queen does.
If the last show that we went to for Father's Day was any indication, dude, the amount of like makeup that had to go into the one that's spelled different than your name. Even.
Oh, yes. Logan LaCour.
That was it. Logan LaCour. That was it.
Yes.
The amount of like, because like there was a moment where Logan and I kind of locked in for a second.
Yeah.
And I just took a second to just like scan their face, and I was just like, my God, the amount of like contour, the amount of lineage, the fact that from a distance, they have like this fucking rock hard like stone jaw, but then whenever you get up there, it's like, oh shit, that's all makeup. And like
watching him evolve over the years has really, I enjoy watching like him. He's evolved a lot. Danny Foxtrot, all of them really. The people that I performed with on Father's Day, I think in a long time that was my favorite show, to be backstage, to just, even though it was a small audience, it was still, backstage was fun. There was no drama, there was no nothing. We were all helping each other, talking.
Love that.
And then out performing, it was just, it was a really good show.
No, and it really, it seemed as if the like energy of the performers was very much of like very community, like it very much felt like they had community around them, and like they had people that cared about them. It felt very safe, so then people were able to just kind of show out a little bit more.
Exactly.
And as I told this to my partner, I like to make a joke, especially on Threads, that like I am het until I get a little wet, and then who knows where it's gonna go,
whatever happens.
But and like I told them that night, I was like, I'm just saying, man, like I do not feel that I am gay, but these are all men, so like maybe I am.
And the thing that I loved about that show that we didn't notice until right before we went on, all of us, it was how many of us? Me, Logan, Danny. So 5 of us, and we were all trans. Nice. Which was even cooler because in a roundabout way, it was a trans show.
It absolutely was. And like, that's fucking dope. I didn't realize that either. Wow. I'm getting so good at these segues nowadays. So that's why I point them out all the time. So speaking of transness. That is one of the big things in society right now that I feel like right now is a huge issue. Is we are having a lot of trans discourse. We are having a lot of like trans hatred happening in the world. And for me, that is legitimately one of the most, like, I posted the other day that I have never, in my entire life, I have never been concerned with anybody's genitals.
Never.
Unless I plan on having intimate relations with them. But for some reason, this society has now suddenly become so obsessed with what is in people's pants that it's so weird. It's just fucking weird.
It's strange.
And they make all of these like blanket statements about trans people, and like I will admit, even coming up in like the 90s and early 2000s, especially being in like a rural Texas town, completely removed from queer people in general. Like I met a gay person when I was 16. That was like even then they weren't even fully out. They were just somebody that is just like, we're British, and then years later after they left,
and you're like, I knew that.
We knew, like it was cool. Well, it wasn't cool. People with them hard, but,
of course.
But like for me, it was cool. I guess I don't give a shit. But being kind of separated from all of that, like I didn't know that trans people existed until probably 10 years ago, maybe.
Which is
even as early as I want to say 10 years ago, because like we've known each other longer than that.
Well, and that's what I was thinking about a while ago when we were talking about that. I think we've known each other for about 10 years, because me and Sarah have been together for 10 years.
Okay.
So we've probably known each other
so
for about.
It's probably
about
about the decade.
I was thinking about that the other while ago.
So it might be a little bit further back than that.
Yeah.
I gotta remember, I'm 38 now.
Yeah.
So time.
It's strange.
So, like I said, it may be like 15 years ago at this point. But then all of the like information that I was receiving at that time was just from people who were getting information third or fourth hand, I guess.
It was all like rumor mills.
Exactly. And it's like, it almost felt like the Red Scare thing of just like, well, there may be trans people around you at any point. And I'm just like, okay, well, they're not causing problems.
Yeah.
So what's the fucking problem?
Exactly.
And then I realized, I don't want to say embarrassingly because it's kind of funny, but I knew a person that I didn't know was trans, and I just treated them as I saw them and all of that kind of stuff. And then literally like 4 years ago,
you found out.
I found out, and I was like, oh shit, really? Okay.
You're like, okay, cool, high five.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess I did technically meet trans people long before I knew they existed or whatever.
Yeah.
But every single trans person that I have ever met isn't these caricature stereotypes that people try and make them out to be.
No.
Like as far as like some media outlets are saying, if you're going to walk into a bathroom, then obviously you're going to make it a big deal that you're walking into the bathroom. And every time that I've been in the bathroom with a trans person, they just piss or take a shit.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
to this day.
Well, occasionally they'll look in the mirror. Most of them wash their. Well, actually, that's the biggest difference that I have seen between trans people and cis people. Every trans man that I've ever seen come out of a bathroom washes their hands. Yeah. It's 50-50 for cis dudes.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So I came out the first time when I was 17, but similar to you, Wait, let me back up. Not similar to you. I was born in a small town in Texas, but my mom, she's a lesbian.
Which one?
Dublin, Texas.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I was born there. My family was very well known. And my mom realized at a very early age that I was different. She's a lesbian, so she kind of picked up on it.
Yeah.
She just thought I was some little baby dyke.
She got that queer dog on.
Yeah, exactly. So, she moved me to the Bay Area when I was 12. And so that's where I grew up. So I didn't experience, my whole world was gay, basically.
Yeah.
Because her being a lesbian, her being with her partner at the time, it was more free to do what I wanted and be who I wanted. I could dress however I wanted. I could,
So
because
was it kind of like a safety thing then?
Yeah. So because here, my grandmother would not allow me, like if I was with my grandmother, I could not dress any other way but femme.
Yeah.
That's it. And my mom was like, whatever you want to wear, just be happy. I don't care.
Yeah.
And so
like a parent should be.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't know, this is where we were very similar, I didn't know what trans was.
Yeah.
Because I only thought there were lesbians and then there were gay men and then there were bi people, and that's all I knew. And I was in my...
See, this is how the queer people get them. They don't show them straight people exist.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The only straight people that was in my world on a regular basis, besides like normal stuff like my teachers and stuff, was my family in Texas. Like other than that,
makes sense.
I was raised, but I didn't think about it. It was normal to me. It wasn't. I didn't think about who was gay, who was straight, who was not. That's not something I was thinking about as a child.
No,
I was thinking, can I play with those cars? Like that's what I was
it's like, yo,
about.
that person's got some cool trucks.
Like trucks. Exactly. Normal kid stuff, not who they loved. It didn't matter to me. But then at 17, more like 16, I started feeling really different. And then at 17, I dropped out of high school, and my mom put me in this. She's like, you got to do something. She's like, you're not just going to sit on your ass and do nothing. Mm-hmm. She's like, you need to have friends. You need to have, because we had just moved to another town. And so she put me in this queer youth group that happened on, I think, Mondays, like afternoon.
Yeah.
And it was just a bunch of people. And we just sat around and talked, not anything crazy, but just talked about our feelings, like therapy, basically.
And this was like people your own age?
Yeah. It was from 16, I think, to 18, I think.
Oh, okay. So it was
Yeah.
like full on like teenagers.
Yes.
Okay, dope.
And so it was at the YMCA in Mountain View. And so we talked, and I was explaining something to one of the coordinators that I just felt weird. I didn't like my name. I wanted to go to by a different name and all this stuff. And he was kind of like, okay, I hear you. He's like, well, you know, let's work on that.
Yeah.
And so my first original, not my birth name was Cole, and we picked it out of a hat.
Okay.
And then he invited someone over a few weeks later, like as a group, to talk, like a guest, and that person was trans. And I literally started crying when he was talking, because I was like, that's how I feel, like that's it. And I had no idea what trans was. And so when I first came out, I was 17. I was duct taping my chest, which horrible idea, don't ever do that. It's messed up my lungs, it's messed up my heart. Like, I had complications because at 17 your body's still growing.
Yeah, it's still trying to expand out, and you're using
duct tape.
binding to try and
I was
keep it
duct taping, or if I was wearing a shirt that was like a tank top, I would ace bandage, which is also not good.
Yes, yeah. I've seen some stuff about people who use like ace bandage whenever they were like 13.
Yeah.
Because they developed really quickly.
And it
like,
messes you up.
Yeah, it like really fucked up their ribs, and like I think if memory serves, like the top of their ribs were similar to the way that like corsets do to the bottom of ribs.
I've had bruised ribs, I've had bruised lungs, cracked ribs, all that stuff. So that's when I first came out.
Yeah, and that was so
that was years ago.
If you don't mind me like digging into that
no,
a little
go.
bit.
Like I said, you can ask me anything.
So like when you're sitting there, I'm guessing, you know, getting chesty or whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of one of those like, how did that feel as like internally, I guess, where it's like your body is developing in a way that, like, did it feel wrong?
Yeah.
Or did
my earliest memory of my body betraying me, I was really young. I thought that puberty meant that I was gonna get my penis. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And so when I got my period at 10, I was in denial. I was devastated. I was like, no, this means that my penis isn't going to come
Isn't coming.
I used to stand in the bathroom because my mom, lesbian feminist that she is, does not like men very often.
Real quick, what year were you born?
83.
83. Okay, so we're of an age then. So
Yes.
you were coming up at teenage years, close to the same time that I was.
Yes.
Whenever we were in that like period of feminism where the loudest voices were very anti-men.
Yes.
And were very.
And that was my mother.
Yeah, like
very much. She would talk.
The term we used at that time was feminazis. On,
yes, exactly.
On terrible sites like 4chan.
Yes. And so I would stand. I had this toucan nose that I got from Fort Worth Zoo, actually. And I would stand and practice peeing because I thought my penis was going to come in. So my earliest memory of my body betraying me, I was 10.
Yeah.
And then after that, it just kind of, I knew what was going to happen. So when my chest started developing, it was devastating. It was horrible.
Yeah. So like what, I mean, and I know that this is probably not something that's able to be answered. It's like, how do you know you're not right? I guess, if that makes sense.
It's a very complicated question.
Yeah.
Because to me, I didn't enjoy anything. Like I hated my body. And that's the thing, like if you see pictures of me when I was younger, a cis female would probably have been like, your body was great.
Yeah.
I would have died for that. I was typical skinny, you know, bigger chest, not huge by any means, but bigger chested. My body developed earlier when, you know, because I had a lot of friends that were girls that were always like, oh, I wish my chest would hurry up and get in. I wish my waist was small like yours. And like, I always joke now to this day, if I lost weight, I'd be very petite. Like I'm very small. My hands are small. My feet are small. Yeah. And so like I was, even in pageants, they used to say that, you know, 5 and 6, they would say that, you look great, like that's so crazy.
Yeah.
But I hated it. I felt gross. I hated when people would look at me like that. It was
For sure.
disgusting to me.
So you were in pageants?
Yeah, 5 and 6 I was in pageants.
Really?
My grandmother loved that about me.
Okay, so like what was the and see now I'm fucking
I was also in cheerleading when I
there's
was
so
younger.
many
and ballet
see and like cheerleading and ballet, like those are things that arguably
the
are
only
like
reason I
artistic
stopped
expressions.
doing ballet is because they would not let me wear what the men were wearing.
Valid. but like I would argue that those are like artistic expressions that like aren't kind of based in really shitty misogyny.
Yeah.
But like beauty pageants,
That is
like
I hated
pageants in general, like adult pageants, whatever, do whatever you want to
do,
do.
boo.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But like kid pageants are
I
crazy to
fucking
me.
hated it.
So like I wonder, as somebody who like understood that like I'm different, that like what is on the outside is not really what is internal to me. How was like, I'm just gonna say it, how was it as a 5 and 6 year old being in something that celebrates the female form when you're like, this isn't my form?
I always asked my grandmother if I could be one of the little boys in the suits that took the children, the little girls, to the center stage, because there was 2 little boys that would stand on either side of the
like escorts.
Yeah, and they would escort the little girls to the edge.
Yeah.
And then the little girls would do their thing, and then they would come back. And I always wanted to do that. And my saving grace on why I didn't do pageants more is because my mom moved to California and left me with my grandmother. That sounds horrible, but she knew she was going to be living in her car, so she didn't want that. So when my uncle died, she actually moved back, took me, and was like, do you want to do pageants? And I was like, no. I do not. And so she stopped that right away.
So like I'm gonna say kind of a hot take here, and you might want to tell your grandma not to watch this.
We're not talking. We don't talk.
but like I'm just saying that like pageantry and pageants in general are specifically focused on the female form.
Yeah.
And if you are having pageants for children under the age of 18, you are celebrating the sexiness of a female form of a child, and that's why we have pedophiles in this world right
100%.
now, is because we start them we start young, sexualizing
well, my
girls.
grandmother, like I told my wife recently, she would say things to me as early as 5, as if you can't see your privates, you're too fat. Like, first off,
okay,
what?
So like there's okay, like as somebody who grew up with a pole and not a hole, like there is a logistics side of things that I don't feel like she is considering in that moment.
There's a lot of
because like
she also used to say that if her cigarette smoke traveled towards me, it was because I was beautiful. It had nothing to do with the fact that I'm, what? Yeah. So I would choke. I have asthma. I would choke. And she would be like, you're fine. Smoke travels towards beauty. There's a long list of reasons we don't talk. That
fuck, man, my brain just had to reset.
That small town Texas.
No, I know. I grew up there.
Yeah,
like
I saw your brain go.
Like it just blue screened and I had to do a hard reset on stuff. Pageants.
Yep.
Pedophilia.
Mm-hmm.
Got that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So you said at 10, or at 17, you were able to like actually go out, and like come out and all of that kind of stuff. But
not to my family.
Yeah, but like, what was the process of coming to that? Like from 5 and 6, whenever you're just like, I don't like the fact of that I'm being objectified at this young age.
I didn't understand it.
But was it something like you're kind of going through? Because I know that like a lot of like the really shitty tropes that I have heard about why people transition, especially F to M, is because they go through and they see how society treats women and they're just like, oh, I don't want any of that.
No, and the reason it literally had nothing to do with that, because I grew up, yes, at an early age differently, but once my mom took me away from Texas, I grew up in a very female oriented world. Like my mom's mechanics were female, dentists female, doctor. So in my mind, a woman could be anything that she wanted to be.
Yeah.
I never knew any different until I would come visit Texas, and I'd be like,
Interesting.
what the hell? Like, why? What?
Why is everything so backwards?
Yeah.
here?
So, my mom was
So
very
it wasn't
big on
even
that.
like an equality thing, as far
No.
as you could tell.
It was
everything
normal.
was equal.
Yeah.
So like,
And that's the thing, and that's the one thing I do. There's a lot of, I only talk to my mom and my family, so I have a lot of love for my mom. But that's one thing that I wish more people would have been able to go through. My mom raised me to be a strong, independent, feminist lesbian. That's how she raised me.
yeah.
Now that I'm a trans man, that has some struggles because people see me a certain way, but I'm still trying to be a strong, independent female. You
No,
know what I mean? So
100%, yeah.
sometimes that can come off kind of like, well, he's just being an asshole. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Because
I can see
the
that
two
for
difference.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, in my head, I always thought, you're a woman, you can be whatever you want. I never thought anything different. I knew I didn't have to marry if I didn't want to. I didn't have to be with a boy if I didn't want to. I didn't have to do anything.
So let me just make sure that I understand what you're fully saying here. There was no real outside influences
No.
that basically was like, you know, I am making the decision that this is what I want to
Yeah.
do. Instead, it was just, yeah, no, the out don't match the in.
Yeah.
And that's not cool.
Because if you looked at not my childhood, but my teenage years, and me being raised as to be a strong female woman, it would have been stupid for me to be a man, because my mom was,
like you said, your mom was a she-man woman hater.
Yeah.
Or she-woman man hater.
yeah,
There we go.
100%.
Yeah.
So she's better now.
Well,
but
I mean, let's not, like, back then
she
I would
still
100%,
does not like guys. She's
Yeah.
very,
but like back then
arm's
I would
length.
100% be like anti-feminine, like
And
that.
you have
but now I get where they're coming
Yeah.
from.
And
like,
my
there's some
thing,
shit that men's do.
if
that men
you
do.
to know me and my mother, you have to know a little bit about the men in our family. All of the men in my family, all of them, cowboy looking dumb motherfuckers, drinking, woman beaters. That's what they did. They were abusive to their wives, they were abusive to their children. That's what they did. So my mom didn't want me to be around any of that. So
Yeah.
all the men that I knew growing up when I was, after we moved to California, they were all sweethearts. They
Yeah.
were nice. They were, most, maybe all were gay. But they were nice. I had no issues with any of the men that my mom brought around me.
Yeah.
And so, as much as she was like, no to guys, there were a few that she was like, okay, cool. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
nice. But if you look at it, because people were always like, oh, you just, like you said, you didn't want to be treated like a woman. You didn't want blah, blah, blah. No, the women in my life.
Arguably, the women in your life were treated better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, everything, my dentist, my doctor, eye doctor, mechanic, anything that we needed help with, plumbers, anything, they were all women.
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
No, and that's what I think is really interesting, is that it's like in a world that tells you that being a man is the best thing.
Yeah.
You lived in your own world
Yeah.
that was, yeah, but women are the better ones,
Yeah.
and like can do anything
Yeah.
and all that. And then I'm sure whenever, like, coming out as a man and like and
That was
entering
a-
the world as like
that was a
I'm gonna
scary
be a
time.
man from now on, and then it's just like, oh, so the way that things were at home isn't how the
Yeah.
world is.
And that's the thing, is like, people are always like, you chose this. I would have never chose this. Now, yes, just to piss people off, probably. But if you look at my life, me coming out, I lost everyone in my life.
Not bad.
All of my family, none of them want anything to do with me. My mom, she didn't talk to me for 3 months. That was a struggle that we had, because she was afraid, and my therapist told me this, she's also a lesbian. She said, you need to understand that your mother does not like men. you are now telling her that you are going to be a man.
Yeah.
She automatically is going to think that you're going to be like all the men in your family.
Exactly.
So you have to show her that she raised a good man.
Yeah.
And so after that, she knocks someone out in a heartbeat if they talk shit about me.
Nice. I do find that really, like, that dichotomy is a really interesting, like, change, and I think that the idea of kind of going against, like, the status quo of your family, even though they seem to have been, like, a super supportive family.
Yeah.
Do you think that, like, do you think it was just the, like, anti-man thought process, or do you think that there's still, and I know that this exists because there's a lot of TERFs out there, but do you think that it was also just because of, like, the unknownness of the quote-unquote trans question?
Yeah. When I came out to my mom, at first she was like, okay, if you were born male to begin with, your name would have been James Dylyn Martin. She goes, so if you're coming out to me, can I name you again? And I said, yeah. She's like, because I hate Cole. I was like, yeah, sure. So she's the one who said Dylyn James Martin. My legal middle name is Dylyn.
I'm glad.
Yeah, same. My
I don't
James goes in my family, so, like, my son's middle name is James.
Nice.
It's a thing. I might not like my family, but I'm trying to make
You're trying to keep the
make it
traditions
better.
that are
Yeah.
worth keeping.
Yeah. But my middle name legally is actually Dylyn, Dylyn, Dylyn. But I wasn't about to be like, my name's Dylyn. Like, no, it's Dylyn.
Yeah.
So she named me, and then when she found out I wanted to be on testosterone and I wanted to have top surgery, she freaked out again, and we didn't talk for a minute. But she told me recently that it was because of society. She was afraid that she was gonna lose me, and so she didn't want me to go through with that stuff because she didn't know how society was gonna treat me and how testosterone was gonna affect me. If you look at my family,
Yeah.
the men,
It's like, are you going to is
yeah,
well, and it's kind of one of those, like, there is a level of research that has been shown that shows that, like, pathologically there is a predisposition to abusive behavior, to anger, to that sort of a thing. So, like, the idea that getting on testosterone might have brought that out.
And mentally, I mean, I have PTSD, I have explosive anger disorder, I have anxiety, I have a lot of things that in reality, I guess, testosterone could amp.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It actually, when I'm on testosterone, it actually calms me down a little bit because I don't feel like I'm trying to prove myself to anyone.
Which makes a lot of no, and it absolutely does, because, like, masculinity on the whole and, like, male presentation is such a overbearing performance that I think those of us that are socialized with it have gotten so used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there are muscles within our bodies that are constantly activated just by the sheer fact that we exist.
Yeah.
And, like, when you move into certain positions that those muscles are able to deactivate for a second, it just, like, you didn't realize how much that has been a natural part of your being. And that was one of the things that, like, talking with trans people and talking with trans men specifically, I have realized that, like, the trappings of masculinity that I have been maintaining throughout my entire life are really, really fucking energy taxing.
I've been on testosterone and out to my family since I was 30. At 29, I tried to kill myself, and when I came out of the mental hospital, my psychiatrist was like, "Yo, you need to tell people, like, you can't keep doing this." So when I came out, 30-year-old Dylyn and 42-year-old Dylyn are two separate things, because at early transition, I was trying to be that asshole cowboy fuckface that I thought a masculine man was.
Yeah.
And
you're
now,
trying to be a fuckboy.
Yeah, exactly. And now I'm like, no, I don't. I have no desire. I will, because people are always like, "Oh, you're super gay. You're super gay." No, I'm just comfortable.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, and that's one of the things that I found really interesting about, like, growing up in the exceptionally repressive area that I did, is, like, just doing this.
Yeah. Oh.
And like the way that you're talking with your hand, like the only reason why I'm not doing that is because I'm holding my
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
his hand, but like I sit here with that like
Yeah.
the limp wrist
Yeah.
thing and all that, and I remember doing that like as a teenager and just being like, "What are you, gay?" It's
Yeah.
like,
because I'm comfortable, because this is comfortable. Yeah,
is more comfortable
that's
for
the
me
thing
than
is,
doing
like,
this all the time.
being like essentially both. I lived for the most part. I was out at 17 to my closest friends, but for the most part I was a woman in society, and then having transitioned after 30, the differences that you go through is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like the things that men think are okay, like even like bathrooms, that is a crazy journey that I have been on in bathrooms. Like,
I bet.
the things that I have seen, the things I have heard, I'm just like, what? Like, what is happening in the bathrooms in men's rooms? But
Well, now I'm curious. What is happening?
I've been at a Walmart, so I have to use a stall. I haven't had bottom surgery. I don't want bottom surgery. So I use a stall. And
they make those little like defunnels.
They're very difficult for me.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. And
I'm having never
not
used
to be
one or
too
not.
TMI, but it might be because I have some growth there and I can't get it to I can't figure it out.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But and maybe I should just practice more. I also have a short my temper. I get frustrated really quickly, so it could be like, this is just stupid, and
This is fucking dumb.
Yeah,
why am I wasting time?
I'm
with
just
this?
gonna use a stall. So
That's fair.
but yeah, no, I've been in a stall. I've had someone come in. This is at a Walmart.
Okay.
I've had someone come in. I usually when I go into a stall, again, I still have, especially now, I still get a little nervous going into the bathroom. So if I go into a stall, I'll usually just hang out there for a second so people think that I'm shitting.
Yeah.
So that there's no...
Make it look like a duke to
exactly.
prevent questions.
So I was hanging out in the stall, and the guy next to me, I could see his feet, and all of a sudden I'm hearing weird sounds.
Oh, no.
And I'm realizing that he is taking off all of his clothes and is folding them neatly on the floor.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah. And then he sits down and starts shitting,
Mm-hmm.
which, okay.
I've never understood it, but
I personally, I don't get it, but also the floor. Clothes.
Yeah. No, that's
I
gross.
know what the men's restroom looks like, and it is a disgusting place to be.
Yeah. There's a
pee everywhere.
There's a
walls.
So I know that person, not that specific person.
I was like, oh really?
It might be. Where
it was here
this?
and didn't.
Fuck, it might be then. I knew a guy a while back.
Which to each their own. I'm just saying,
literally,
maybe put a bag down.
When he goes to the bathroom, he cannot shit with clothes on. Which is fine.
Okay.
Whatever. But the way that he does it, he hangs it. There's a hook in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I'm like, well, okay, so let me just back, because the reason that this happened is I came into his home. A lot of my friends and I used to have and now I have roommates and like partners and such. We don't have these rules anymore. But used to be, it was, as long as you told me you're coming over, I don't give a shit. Yeah. Knock once, walk in. If the dog don't attack you, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
And
I have the exact opposite of that. Let me know when you're on my street.
Yeah, that's fair. And I've gotten that way in my old age. But like then it was very much like we had the understanding of like we're close enough friends that doors don't matter for us. Yeah. So I roll into my homie's house and I look to my right down his hallway where his bathroom is at the end of the hallway. Door completely open, him naked as a jaybird, sitting there like this on his phone. Looks over, goes, slams the door. And I went, what?
Yeah.
So
each their own.
I am the most curious person on the planet. So after he finished with his business, I was like, dude, did you just get out of the shower? Like, or were you about to get in the shower? And
like, did I disturb you?
And he was like, no. And I was like, so why were you naked? Yeah. And he's just like, bro, sometimes, sometimes you have them and you just
Yeah,
You gotta do what you gotta do to get him out.
I feel it. My only problem with the whole situation is
it
that
was on the floor of a
that it
Walmart.
was on the floor.
No, and I asked him, I'm like,
That's-
what do you do when you're in public?
Yeah.
And he's like, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm like, anywhere?
No,
The
I couldn't.
floor? Are you kidding
couldn't.
me? And he goes, look, dude, they got hooks.
Yeah,
That's why we have, like, the shirt has a
Yeah.
tag on it. You can put
That-
through the hook.
I think I would have been like, okay, but I literally was in the stall and I was like, what?
Yeah, the fact that you're putting it on the floor,
What?
that's crazy.
And I just started looking around the floor like, oh my god,
That's crazy.
like, oh yeah, no,
That's crazy.
so
bro.
there I have seen some shit in
Well, and like,
women's
and that's the
bathroom.
funny thing is like, I was really expecting whenever you said like some of the stuff that goes on in the men's room, I was like misogyny or like,
yeah,
like, and like I know that does on
Yeah,
occasion,
oh, yeah.
but like conversations and such where like the things you heard, but
Well-
like that.
yeah,
The guy getting completely undressed and putting clothes
It
on the floor,
happens.
like that is something that I was not expecting.
Uh-huh.
Mostly because I'm like, that happens. It's
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's fine.
not-
It's whatever.
weird, but it's whatever.
it's you do you. The thing that I think is also very strange is that in my early years of transitioning,
Yeah.
I had cis men always tell me, don't talk, don't make eye contact when you go into the men's restroom. Don't
Yeah.
do it. The amount of people who have talked to me while I've gone into the bathroom, I've literally been like, I thought we weren't supposed to talk. Like, why are you talking to me? I don't want to talk to you. I have no desire to talk to you. Because one, most of the time people just automatically think that I'm some cis redneck.
And they'll say some fucking
Yeah.
shit. No,
And I'm like, no, dude.
dude. So I've never understood that either. I have. So there is a thing that I grew up with at least. That are the unwritten rules of the men's room.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like stall etiquette, there's urinal etiquette,
Yeah.
but like chief among them, all these rules, right up there near the top, is get in, get out, don't
Move on.
talk.
Yeah.
Like
No, I've had,
and
it's all older guys. I'm like, why are y'all talking?
Exactly.
Y'all
It's
are the ones
all
who
like
told me not to do
exactly.
this.
It's all the Gen X motherfuckers
Yeah.
who told us not to, or the fucking boomers who
Yeah.
you feel like are the ones who told the Gen Xers.
Yeah.
And like, I'm cool with turning the
I mean,
bathroom into a fucking
I'll
chat
talk
spot.
to you.
I don't mind.
But you catch me off guard when I was
But,
not
like-
expecting you to do this.
Exactly, but like, bro, if you look like somebody who is one of them people who's gonna get pissed for meat gazing if I do this accidentally,
Yeah.
I ain't saying shit. But then the
No.
fact of that you're like, oh man, how about those
Yeah.
fucking Yankees?
The
or
amount
whatever?
of people that have been standing at the stall holding their dick trying to have a conversation with me is crazy.
It
Wild.
has happened twice to me, and both times it has been a surreal experience
Yeah.
because like, so
I'm like, what
My
where do I
experience-
look?
no, right? Like my experience is at the urinal whenever this
Yeah.
happens, and like I am a firm believer in the idea of giving people space,
Yeah.
and that's not just urinals. Like if
In
you
general.
see me in public and there's 10 spots, I am sitting at the second spot in from the end because that gives me space on either
Yeah.
side.
Please don't get close to me. I
Um,
prefer that.
Exactly, and like for me, I feel like that's just coming from from urinal etiquette.
Yeah.
So like I am standing like a stall over, right, from like where this fucking dude is, and we're like I'm doing my. I just walked up. He's been doing his business, and like I'm pissed. And all of a sudden, guy looks over at me. And it's like, "How you doing, man?"
All right.
Just pissing.
Yep. Just trying to go to
Yep,
the bathroom.
Just pissing, man.
trying to
he-
hurry up and be done with this situation.
He goes, "Yeah." Man, these weeks don't get any shorter, do they? I'm like, bro, what are we doing?
You're like, what's
What are we
happening?
doing right
What's
now?
happening?
And I'm like, they sure don't.
No.
They sure don't.
No.
They go a little bit faster though.
When you shut
we
up.
weren't talking to each other with our dicks in our hands.
Because this is
But-
strange.
but
Yeah.
you know, whatever. And it's so weird because again, it's the guy that you would expect
Yeah.
is like, don't talk to me, that's gay.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I try to be super flamboyant when I go into the restroom when someone starts talking to me because I'm like, I don't want to talk to you.
That's a good idea.
I don't.
Because then you learn very quickly who and how they are.
Yeah, and I've had it backfire though,
I bet.
and I'm like, oh god,
Oh god,
I've
we're
messed
talking
up.
for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I'm like shit. Yeah,
No, and well, I'm glad that you get to experience the weirdness
Yeah.
that manhood has to offer because like that's the shit that
It's
I don't know.
weird.
I've been a firm believer in the idea that like trans men have a lot better insights into like masculinity and manhood than like people who are socialized into it, because the idea of this being a performance is so easy to see when you're not the player on the stage.
Yeah.
Like you can fuck it, we'll use the Matrix references.
Yeah.
That's a nice piece of transmedia. It's a transmedia. Look it up. But like whenever you're sitting there within it, you're not seeing the fact of that you're playing a role in this program, and you're putting out what this program wants you to put out. But then once you get somebody who is like transgressed across those things and is like, hey, do you like doing that thing that you're doing?
Yeah.
Well, no, not really.
Then why do it?
Doing it?
I've been big on, in my older age, I don't do anything if I don't want to. I will not. I do not care. I walk slowly. I'm a mosier. I'm not doing shit. If I don't want to do it, I will not do it. If I want to do it, I will do it. I wanted to do my nails for Father's Day, and that's what we fucking did. Like, I want to do that.
Yeah. And I love that.
And that's speaking on what you just said. Me and my wife, we are open, and we were dating a cis straight male, and watching him with us, and then watching him when we were out was great, baffling, just
Really?
wild. Yeah, because when he was with us, he was comfortable. He was himself. He was a sweetheart. He was nice, whatever.
But then
when we would go out, I was just like,
the performance has to come on.
It was like, and I was like, that's correct. Because one, he was young. Two, I do not do anything I don't want to do.
Yeah, no, well, and I think that's one of the things that I personally have been trying to like notice about myself is how I feel in situations, and like whether or not I feel comfortable being and doing the things that I want to be and do. And I think that like when we, like as men, when we go out into the world, there's an expectation of what we're supposed to look like and how we're supposed to act. And it's so, like, it feels so dangerous if we don't.
And I feel that. Because in my early age of transitioning, I was trying to be as masculine as I could be.
Yeah, well, and the funny thing about it is that it's like, socialized men don't have the amount of danger that trans men do.
Yeah.
But trans men are more willing and I don't want to say able, but are more willing to be the best type of man.
I have a tag. I don't use it anymore, but I used to, and it was, oh crap, now I don't remember what it was. Country trans guys do it better or something like that. Because in my head, I'm not going to speak for all trans men, because I do know a couple of transphobes, trans guys. But for me, I was raised a certain way, and it has made me better and how I treat people, if that makes sense. Like I'm like, dude, you just be you. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Whether you're male, female, non-binary, I don't care. Just be you. It doesn't matter. In my world, there's no right or wrong way of being you.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm fully on board with that thought processes, because like even if I can't like actively live it myself,
it's scary out there.
but I fully agree with that like every single person should be allowed and feel safe enough to just exist in whatever way they feel is best for them.
Yeah.
And it just like it baffles me that we have such a focus in the West and in America specifically on hyper individualism and like finding your own path and like being your own person, unless you're transgressing gender norms, in which case no,
don't do that.
You gotta be the homogenized version of this, and so on and so forth. And it's just it's so fucking asinine. It's so stupid.
It's crazy. I had a guy when I was bartending. I had these two guys come in. I am trans. Most people know that because I'm very out. I'm very open. I've always been like, you can ask me anything. Don't ask other trans people.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
You are one of 2 trans men that I'm friends with who for like the first couple years I was not aware of it.
And I get that a lot. Like, I'm like, okay.
So that's why whenever you're just like, I'm trans, it's like, don't act like it's so obvious, bro.
I was bartending because I did that for 8 years at a karaoke bar. And these 2 guys, I was working during the day, and these 2 guys came in, and they were redneck as fuck. And they were talking about the guns that they had in their car. They were chit-chatting, talking about how they hadn't been in that bar in a really long time because there was a bunch of trannies in there. And I was like, oh my God, Dylyn, do not say a word. Let them be over there. You're doing your shit. Do not fucking interact with these people. But
there it is.
Then they hollered at me from across the bar and said, hey man, I have a question. I was like, oh great. Okay. So I walk over there, and if you know me, you know me. I'm gonna fight. I don't give a fuck. I do not lie. I am very honest to a fault. So he looked at me dead in the face and said, I got a question about this bathroom bullshit. And I went, He said, what would you do if your daughter was in the bathroom with a man? And I said, I have a better question for you. And he said, yeah. And I said, what would you do if I was in the bathroom with your wife and daughter? He said, I'd beat your fucking ass. I go, well, according to you, that's where I'm supposed to be because I got a fucking pussy. And he looked at me, and the other guy looked at me. They took a sip of their fucking beer. They put their beer down. They got up. They walked out. I called my boss. I said, I fucked up. They have guns in their car. And I know they do. He goes, lock the door. And I was like, okay. So I ran and locked the door, and we watched them on the camera. And they sat there for a good 5-10 minutes in the truck in front of my bar. And then they just drove off.
So
never saw them again.
Okay, so where was this? Here?
Crossroads.
Okay.
The Crossroads bar.
Yeah.
At the old location.
Okay, so
yeah.
How long ago was this?
Probably. Oh, jeez. I think I was with Sarah, so probably 10 years ago.
Okay. I was about to say, I know that there was a time, I think, that you were a bartender. Since I've known you.
I was
wondering if it was at that same place that I'd seen you.
Because I stopped bartending during COVID because that's when Crossroads closed.
But I would wager that they probably sat there in that truck for that 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Going, well, could you tell?
Yeah.
No. Could you tell? No. Exactly. Well, and I'm going to give these guys the benefit of the doubt because I know that the first time that I interacted with somebody who was completely out of my wheelhouse of understanding, and they subverted the like stereotypical expectations that I had.
Yeah.
It was a slap in the call. It was a slap in the face, wake up call.
Yeah.
That maybe I might need to rethink how I'm looking at things.
Because that's my thing is when anyone ever fucking says that bathroom bullshit to me, I'm always like, you're literally barking up the wrong tree. Yeah. Because I'm gonna have to go into the bathroom that you don't want someone like me
in. Yeah, exactly. No, and that's what I think. And I'm sure. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm hoping that they sat in there and were just like, maybe we should rethink this thought. Maybe
I guarantee you they never went back into Crossroads though, because they were already iffy because there's a lot of Richard was great. He's still alive. I didn't mean it like was. He's still alive, but he's gay man. He was married. He had this bar. Anyone and everyone could come.
Yeah.
The people that worked for him was me, trans, three other trans women at one point, Bella, who is a gay man but looks full on like a woman, and then a straight woman. Like, yeah, Bella Jupiter.
Really?
Yeah. Surprise.
I have never.
Yeah, no, she's gay.
I have never once been any concerned with gender, sexuality, or anything like that. But I do. When you said that, my brain was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah,
that doesn't fit with
I call her. I'm not gonna say we. I and most people I know say she, but in the drag community, 9 times out of 10, when you meet someone in drag, you continue with that
Their persona. Yeah.
So like anytime, like I can see someone out of drag, completely a gay man, and I will still say she because I met them in drag. So
yeah, no, and that makes sense. And
but yeah,
I've
no, Bella,
noticed that, but that's
yeah. One of my favorite things she used to do on the mic, because she's a karaoke host, and she
Yeah.
still does it,
Yeah.
will say something like, just a reminder, I am a man. Like, and people are like, what? Like, and they fucking are dumbfounded by
And
it.
the bad part is, I think I've probably, what are their pronouns?
Whatever. She doesn't care.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've probably heard them say that before,
Yeah.
but it just was something that just like,
So, yeah.
either A, my brain was just like, that's just something.
Yeah.
They're just saying that to
'Cause-
get a rise out of people or to check to see who's the shitheads.
Yeah. She, Bella and my wife went to high school together.
Wow.
So they've known each other forever.
Well, Bella, if you watch this,
Yeah.
I apologize for the assumptions.
yeah. No, that's my favorite though. So
Yeah,
Richard
that's
was really good
wild.
about that. So they were basically saying that they hadn't been in there in a long time because there was so much gay and trans people
Yeah.
there, which Richard was always like, look, you can come to my bar, but you need to understand that all these people are going to be here too. So
That's wild to be like, I'm gonna go to this bar that's run by a gay man for a long time,
yeah,
and then stop going because there's too much queer stuff.
yeah, it's like,
And then come back
He
and be
is-
like, wonder if they got rid of all the queer. I wonder if the
He's-
gay man got rid of all
Yeah.
the queer stuff.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh God, rednecks.
yeah.
Well, and I don't want to say rednecks because that there's a labor.
I'm big on the original definition of rednecks.
Yeah, that's
know.
what I'm saying. Like there's a labor connotation with the term redneck, so I don't like to use that as a way to describe, you know, country bigots.
Yeah, they're different.
Yeah, they're very different. That's funny. So you had said earlier that like 17 you kind of figured it out, but 30 is whenever you actually.
I started testosterone.
What was the interim 13 years?
I was scared to lose people. And then because
Okay.
I knew that if I came out, I was going to lose everyone.
Yeah.
And then my mom raised me to she always said, blood doesn't make you family. You
Yeah.
choose your own family. And so I had done that. A lot of my family was chosen family, but I had a feeling that they were going to leave me too.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
was that something that was founded or?
for the most part, no, actually. I'm still really good friends with my 2 best friends from middle school.
Nice.
They're on my Instagram. They talk to me. They're lovely. I still have Star's lips on me because I wanted lip tattoos, but I didn't want it to be a person I was dating. I wanted it to be someone else's.
Yeah.
So my friend Star came to visit me in Texas
Nice.
after I came out and everything.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, your story of not losing everybody
Yeah, I lost
isn't really
my family.
Yeah, I was about to say it's
Blood.
not really like
No.
the common outcome.
No.
And like I can definitely understand the idea of just being worried about losing everyone for sure.
Yeah.
And like as somebody who has always kind of had a shit relationship with their family,
Yeah.
the idea of like losing family is something that doesn't
Now
I get on a level, but it's not something that I understand.
when I hit 29, and like I said, I tried to kill myself. It was a really dark time for me. And I came out of that and started coming out to people. That's when I said, fuck it, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Now I don't care.
was that because you didn't feel like you were living genuinely, or was it?
So there was a lot of issues. I was going through a breakup, which we had broken up a while before this incident. But I was kind of talking to an ex, and then I was also talking to the person I was still living with that we were also an ex.
Yeah,
And then I found out that they had been dating behind my back, which was hard for me.
yeah.
And then I was home.
I mean, even if you like, let's say, even if you are open poly or whatever,
Yeah.
like the behind the back part,
That's
That's
and we
the-
were not, but
Yeah, but
yes,
like-
but that it was.
no matter the scenario,
I think
it
that
sucks.
if it wasn't for me being led on by one of them, I think it would have been if they would have just come to me and been like, hey, we've been talking, we kind of like each other, I would have been like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But that was the tipping point for me. And then being home alone was a tipping point, and then I just kind of went cuckoo bananas. If it wasn't for my dogs, I wouldn't be here. They're the only reason. They literally would not leave me alone to do what my plan was. So
Your brother. Oh, it stopped. So I can actually attest to a similar situation. This is definitely a pro dogs podcast.
Yeah.
Because after my gastric sleeve, whenever I hit like one of the deepest parts of like my depression and all that was the only thing that was keeping me getting out of bed, was the fact of that I had 2 dogs to take care of.
Yeah.
So yeah, like shout out animals.
Yeah, I still have
for keeping
Sam,
us alive.
He's on my leg.
Yeah.
The 3 dogs that saved me, they've passed now. Actually, Sam passed a few years ago, but then Remington and Carter passed this last time I went to the mental hospital. They passed when I was in the hospital, which was a struggle. Yeah, but Millie, she's down there somewhere. She's being trained to be my service dog for my mental health issues. But yeah, so it was everything. And then when I was talking to my psychiatrist about an anger issue that I had, and I was telling him, I don't remember exactly what I had said in that, but something triggered him to be like, wait, time out. What gender are you? You know what I mean? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm a fucking girl. What the fuck are you talking about? And he was like, no, what's happening here?
Come on,
go backwards. And then I kind of repeated what I had said, and he was like, let's touch on that. And then we talked about it for a second, and he goes, you're gonna end up killing yourself if you're not who you are. Yeah. And I was like, I'm fine, like no one's gonna accept me. And he was like, I don't care, I'm sending out a memo to everyone in the office, they are going to address you as male pronouns from now on. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. I was like, isn't that like patient confidentiality or something? And he was like, I do not care. He's like, sue me if you want to. Yeah. He goes, you're gonna end up killing yourself if you don't. And then that was literally the push I needed.
So
I cannot for the life of me remember his name. If I could, I would fucking write him and be like, high five. Like,
yeah, no, 100%.
You literally saved me.
Hopefully the therapist sees this.
Yeah.
And recognizes my boy here. So and if you do comment, we'll put you in contact. That's amazing. It's a little unethical.
Yeah, very much. He could have definitely lost his job.
We're not gonna say that it was the most ethical thing to do, but I don't necessarily think that if you truly care about another person, that
sometimes you just gotta do that. Yeah,
that ethics should stop you from saving their life.
Yeah.
That's not a carte blanche. Forget about ethics thing. Which, by the way, we've been talking about therapy. If this is any indication, it is that therapy is exceptionally helpful, even if you are not going through a gender crisis. A trans man and a cis man are both advocating that therapy and mental health resources are the only reason either of us are still alive.
And as much as I hated to do it, I'm grateful that I did it, even this last time. Like, I don't talk to my therapist anymore. She's lovely, nothing bad, but I moved. I don't live in Oklahoma. It was a journey. And I hated going, but I felt better afterwards.
And therapy sucks. Like,
it does.
Dead ass.
I have 2 emotions, and any therapist that has ever seen me will say this. I'm either happy or I'm angry. If anything makes me sad or in my feelings, I automatically get angry.
See, and I hope that this comes off in the camaraderie intent that I'm putting it out there with. If that doesn't prove to me that you're a man, nothing else will. Because that is the male socialization.
That's literally all they know.
Yeah, that is the man socialization of, we have 2 modes, happy or angry.
Yeah.
Any negative emotion filters through anger. Any happy emotion or any good emotion filters through happy.
Yeah.
But it can't be too happy.
No.
Because if you're too happy,
then you're gay.
Then you're gay, or you're crazy, or you're too much.
And I'm all of the above.
See, and that's where like it must be nice.
Which it's literally, I keep seeing this hat that says, "You're either a fan of me or you're not," and I'm fine with that. I don't care if you like me or not. I'm not trying.
100%.
I'd prefer you not to, because then I don't have to deal with people.
It's less people have to talk.
Yeah.
To. All right, so you have been at this trans journey. You said.
Yeah.
What was the year that you figured it out? You first felt like something was off.
Oh, like what year was that?
Like,
I was
how old were you?
I was well, technically 10 is when I got my period.
So we'll say 10.
Yeah.
And you're how old now?
42.
42. So that is 32 years.
I don't do math, so you could have said anything at that point. I would have been like, yeah, sure.
You have been at this
Journey of
thing.
Weirdness.
Yeah, you've been doing this journey.
Yeah.
Being that you are an elder queer.
Mm-hmm.
There is and this is coming from an outside perspective, so I don't know the full breadth of it, but there is an extreme lack of elders in the queer community.
Yes.
And because of that, I really feel like the opinions of people who have been at this for a long time, and that's what I mean by elder. It's not necessarily somebody who is old, but somebody who is an old hand at these things.
Yeah.
What is some advice that you feel like is important? Maybe for trans people, like trans men who are trying to like figure themselves out, but also for like cis men who are trying to like get out of these modes of thinking that like society has put us in, get out of these like red pill manosphere thought processes and such like that. Like, what is some thoughts that you have going forward for people?
I'm really big on be your true self. So like if you I'm just going to use you as an example, wanted to be more flamboyant out in public, do it, because the people who truly love you and truly care about you are going to accept you for you. People who don't, you don't need to mess with them. You don't, like, if they don't love you for who you are, whether you're flamboyant or, you know, you don't talk much or anything like that, you don't need to be around them. And they're always going to be someone who loves you.
Yeah. If the ones who matter don't mind, and the ones that matter don't, or the ones that mind don't matter.
And that's what I had to do when I came out, is because I knew I was going to lose all these people. I was like, it's going to fucking happen. And I just kind of was like, oh, well, I have other people that will love me, or I will find my people. And I have, like, the people that are in my life, that are in my little community right now. I'm an only child, but I have a person that I call my sister, and I have a person that I call my brother. Yeah. The one I call my sister, Helly, me and her have been friends since I was 17. So she's been through the whole journey. The whole journey with you. And you know, my friend Dakota, who I call my brother, he's been my friend since before Sarah and I got together. And those are my people. Yeah. And I know that no matter what bullshit I go through, no matter what life hands me, my people will still be there. Yeah, like and no matter how you change, you'll find your tribe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so that's all I think that the more you aren't yourself, the closer you are to death, if that makes sense. No, it absolutely does, because at the end of the day, I feel like death is a separation of yourself from your physical body. Yeah. And I mean, like the idea of not being true to yourself being akin to death. Yeah. Sorry, absolutely, I heard. Makes sense. No, it's fine. But no, at the end of the day, that's for anyone. That goes anyway. It doesn't matter who you are. Like our ex, but at the end of the day, the one thing that I do wish that he would have been was himself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now I can give two fucks. It's on site. I don't give a fuck. And it's like what you said, that like you could tell the difference between how he was acting in private and then how he was acting in public. And I think that should be kind of every man's goal. Yeah. Is to find the compromise between
who you are comfortable being
Yeah.
in the world
And-
and who you are allowed to be.
And I will
private.
say, like, even now, like, I'm very much who I am. I
Yeah.
am very whoever, but I do know when to put on an act
Yeah.
and when not to. Like, if I'm out and about and I'm around a lot of cis people, I don't act super flamboyant.
Yeah.
That's only for safety. That's the only reason. I don't know these people. I don't care to know these people, but I know that I have to be safe. I have my trans symbol on my forehead because I know that if I'm out and about around a group of people that are primarily cis straight people and I see another queer person, I want them to know, hey,
It's a signifier.
you're not alone.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I'll usually wear a hat if I'm out and about in that situation. Like if I go to a rodeo, because I like bull riding, I like rodeos. I straighten the fuck up, if you say, because it's my safety, it's my family's safety. It's, you know,
and it's not
that.
necessarily because you don't feel like you can be that person. It's
No.
because if you act the wrong way around people who for some reason give a shit the way that other people act around them,
there
then
is an issue.
There's a possibility of
I
violence.
look at the world we're in now. It's 2026 and they are trying to kill trans people every single day.
100%. And that's there was a really, I wish I could remember who the two actors were, but it was Channel 4 from the UK where they were talking about, like, what did you think that 2026 would be like in the 90s? And they were like, you know, we would have thought it would have been glory days. Yeah. But like when you look back at the way that people were treating queer people in the 90s, and then you look at the way that people are treating trans people now, it's the same. Yeah. Like, it's the only difference, and I know that this is really going to sound bad, the only difference between how queer people were treated in the 90s versus how trans people are treated now is, at least in the 90s, they had the common decency to put it in the paper whenever a queer kid got dragged down a dirt road. Yeah. They at least had the decency to put it in the paper that it was a hate crime. Yeah. Now it's just a tragic accident.
In Texas, I can still get killed for being trans, and you could get away with it. So, like, if you didn't know I was trans, and I told you,
yes, the gay panic, the gay
and
panic
I told you
offense.
that, you could kill me and get away with it.
Well, yeah, because obviously you are a deviant, God, what is it? A monster, who a sexually deviant monster who only wants to ruin my good, wholesome nature.
Obviously, that's what I'm here for. That's it.
Well, personally, Dylan, if your choice or if your goal is to ruin my perfectly good, wholesome Christian nature, people beat you to that years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately,
I have a feeling I had nothing to do with that.
Unfortunately, straight kink and BDSM is what made that change happen.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with queer people.
Nope.
They just made it a lot more fun.
Half the time it doesn't have anything to do with queer people.
Exactly.
Because 9 times out of 10 when I see a bad post about someone doing something to a child, it's not a queer person. And just like me, like, not to get too much into it, but when I was younger, bad things did happen to me, and it was always men that I knew. It wasn't anyone gay, actually.
That's one of the things that I've found really, really eye-opening, is that I remember hearing back in my day that, like, typically it was going to be a queer person who was going to touch a kid or something like that. And when I look back on it, I sit there and I think about who actually did those things. Yeah. And it's always the straightest man in the room.
And I'm not by any means saying that queer people don't, because I do know a person personally who I went to high school with who was in prison for it. And he was
humans
gay.
Are humans.
Yes. But at the end of the day, the majority is not the gay people. No. Not even a little bit.
Yeah. And on that note, Dylan, where can people find you?
I remember all of my things on Instagram. It's clint.liquor on Instagram.
They'll be on the screen too.
Yeah.
I've gotten better at that.
And then Facebook, it's the same thing. It's Clint Liquor. It's not the friend request one. It's the fan page one. There's a friend request one. That is me, but I do not remember the password to get into that, so do not add that one. And then my normal stuff is, I think it's that dildo on Instagram. And it's been my Instagram
I love that handle so much.
tag
It's
for a really long time. It's that DATDYL underscore dough. That dildo.
Of course it is.
Because
It's a great play on words.
it is. It wasn't me. My friend, I call him Meatloaf. My Meatloaf. He was in my wedding. He's the one who gave me that Instagram handle.
Love that.
Yeah.
If there is any last thing that you would like to say, the floor is yours.
I don't think so. I think just majority of it was just be yourself.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, why not? You're
As Chris Cornell said, be yourself. It's all that you can do.
facts be facts.
And with that, thank you all for joining us again on another episode of Masculinity Matters. We greatly appreciate your time. Do the likes, do the subscribings,
Yes.
do the whatevers.
Buttons.
Follow Dylyn on all of the stuff. And stay safe out there. And like I like to say, be the man that you needed whenever you needed one.
Ooh, that's a good
Because
one.
we need them more than ever.
That's really good, actually.
Stay safe, y'all.
Thank you.